everybody, it is Not a Penguin, and today I want to talk about lifting and just getting bigger in general. Because for the past 5 years, I've consistently been going to the gym pretty much for like 4 to 5 days a week. And over that time, I built myself up to a lean 205 pounds at 6'4". And no, I'm not here to LARP or like show off myself, but I wasn't born knowing what I was doing. I made a ton of mistakes, wasted a lot of time, and believed a lot of terrible advice I saw online. And honestly, the biggest things that helped me weren't some crazy workout or secret supplement. It was just some few simple things that I wish I knew when I started. So in this video, I want to show you exactly what worked for me. I'm going to go over the biggest training mistakes I see people make, the principles that help me build muscle, and what I ate every day, which includes the breakfast that I almost never skip because it had over 80 grams of protein in it, which helped me get to my goals so easily every single day. But before I get into the details of all of this, I want to preface this with why I even started going to the gym in the first place. Back when I was in high school, I played football, but if you saw me in person back then, you would have never believed I played a sport to begin with. I was that tall, skinny as fuck freshman because there was no meat on my bones at all. So naturally, I sucked butt at football and got my ass handed to me basically every single play. Every practice, I line up thinking, maybe I could do something different to beat this guy across from me. Nope. Immediately folded. So I made a change. Not the next year though, because I still didn't care enough. But by junior year, I actually started to enjoy playing football. I wanted to get better. Like I wanted to contribute to our team. I was tired of getting bullied by the dudes who looked like they had mortgages and kids while I still looked like I hadn't even hit puberty yet. So this is where my journey like really began. And it's honestly a pretty boring story. I just got tired of sucking, and sometimes that's all you need. Now, one thing football actually helped me with though was teaching me the basics. Every morning we'd lift before school, so I already knew like the proper form on a lot of the main movements like bench press, squat, deadlift. Like nothing fancy, but just like the basic fundamental like core movements. Looking back, I'm actually like really thankful for that because walking into like a gym nowadays is just intimidating as hell. Everyone looks like they know what they're doing immediately. Meanwhile, you're just trying to figure out the cable machine is like hooked up to something else or like what the weights actually mean because none of them are ever the same feeling. My workouts in the beginning were basically just copies of what we did in football lifting because I didn't really know what else to do. And honestly, that was enough for me. I eventually settled into this kind of like push pull leg style routine. I wasn't doing anything special. I just trained each muscle hard, tried to add weight or reps over time, and focused on actually progressing instead of just showing up and just moving the weights around and going through the motions. I think that's one of the biggest mistakes beginners make is assuming they need to plan the perfect workout. You don't. You just need a workout. Consistency beats perfection every single time. Now, when I first started working out seriously, I was obviously scrolling TikTok and watching YouTube, trying to find the next exercise that supposedly was going to add 3 inches to my arms overnight. And every fitness influencer on there has the best chest exercise ever, or whatever it may be. Which brings me to the first real piece of advice for the video. Don't do an exercise just because someone online told you to. For me, it was skull crushers. I absolutely hated them, but everyone I worked out with lived by them. The angle felt weird. I hated the movement. So instead, I found different exercises that trained my triceps, but actually felt comfortable for my body. And guess what? My triceps still grew. Shocking, I know, right? But just don't blindly copy every influencer you watch. Take ideas from them, experiment, figure out what feels good for you. Now, I do want to say one thing. If you're brand new, like completely clueless in the gym, and you're wandering around Planet Fitness looking like you're a 5-year-old trying to find their parents, then yes, copy somebody. Just go on TikTok, find a workout that looks good to you. Watch somebody train, follow along. That's exactly what I did when I first started out. You don't know enough yet to build your own workout. Over time, you'll naturally learn more exercises. You'll learn what machines you like, which ones you hate, and you'll figure out what gives you a good pump and what just feels awkward for you. Eventually, you'll just build your own routine without even realizing it. And honestly, that's when the gym starts becoming fun. You don't dread it every day like you used to, and you aren't anxious anymore. You're actually excited for it. It just takes time to build that. I learned almost everything through YouTube, but if I had to recommend one creator for beginners, it'd probably be Jeff Nippard. He actually explains why you're doing an exercise instead of just screaming at you to train harder. So if you're brand new, go binge a few of his videos. It'll save you months of trial and error. But let's talk about the thing that changed everything for me, and that being food. Honestly, if I had to choose between having the perfect workout or eating correctly, I'm choosing the food every single time because you can have the greatest workout plan ever created. You can train harder than everybody else. You can have perfect form. But if you don't give your body enough fuel to actually build muscle, you're making this whole process 10 times harder than what it has to be. And breakfast became my secret weapon for this. I'm even kidding when I say I ate the exact same breakfast for almost 2 years straight. Some people would call that boring. I call it removing the need to think because every morning I already knew exactly what I was eating. No guessing, just wake up, eat, move on. Now, I will warn you, the meanest shit known to mankind will be coming your way roughly 3 hours after eating this meal. But I'm putting you all on game right here. Trust me. First, you're gonna get 2 packets of Kodiak protein oatmeal. Boom, that's 24 grams right there. Then a cup of Greek yogurt with some granola. Boom, that's another 18 grams. Then the MVP of this show, the shake. 2 cups of milk, 2% is what I use. 1 scoop of chocolate protein powder because vanilla belongs in prison. 5 grams of creatine because everyone should be taking creatine. I'll get into more into that later. 1 banana, blend it up, done. And honestly, you don't even have to drink it immediately. Take it to work, take it to class, wherever you're going. Just make sure you get it down late in the morning. That way you're still hungry for lunch. And by the time breakfast was over, I had already eaten around 82 grams of protein. That was the biggest game changer for me because my daily goal was around 160 grams, which meant I basically was halfway done before lunch. Now, instead of having to like shove a bunch of stuff and force down protein in my system the rest of the day, I only needed around 80 more grams for lunch, dinner, and a snack. Done. It just made everything so much easier. My advice is to set your mornings up so you can't fail for the rest of the day. I genuinely think this is one of the biggest reasons I stay consistent. Now, let's talk about eating out though, because this still kind of falls in that category. Because this is where people think you completely ruined your progress. You go out with your friends, somebody suggests you go to like B Dubs or Roadhouse or Chipotle, and Chipotle doesn't count. Chipotle is like pretty good for you, honestly. Immediately, people start acting like they're about to lose like 6 months of progress just because they're offered a burger when they're out to eat. Relax. One meal is not going to make you fat. Just like one salad isn't going to make you shredded. It goes both ways. You got to think about it. It's what you do consistently. If I went out to eat, I still went. I just made better choices when I was out there. Maybe I'd get grilled chicken instead of fried, or maybe I'd skip dessert sometimes. Maybe I'd have a lighter breakfast that day because I knew my dinner was going to be absolutely huge. You don't want to be that guy that's bringing his own meal plan out to eat with his friends. Nobody likes that guy. The biggest thing is just being aware of what you're getting. Now, another thing I wish someone would have told me was stop wasting your money on supplements. When I first got into lifting, I thought supplements were basically magic. I figured more tubs, more gains, and I'd wake up looking like Chris Bumstead. Spoiler alert, that didn't happen. And almost after 5 years, here's my actual opinion. Creatine, absolutely worth it. One of the most researched supplements out there on the market, and it's just a staple in my shakes. It's something I need, and I feel fuller, I feel more energetic with it, and it's something I put in all of my shakes, and I take it every single day now. Protein powder, also worth it. Not because it's super magical, it makes you feel better in any way. It's convenient. It's literally an easy way to hit your daily protein goal, and I use it for my breakfast every single morning. Pre workout, if you like it, cool. If you're not, just drink a cup of coffee and save yourself some 40 bucks. Like me personally, I love getting the ones with like the pump and the energy. I love it. I love it. I look forward to it. It's like my caffeine for the day, and it honestly just brings a smile to my face. So for me personally, it is a must have, but for everyone else, if you can't have caffeine, I completely get it. And everything else, I'd rather spend that money on groceries or better food. Food builds your physique better than what supplements ever could. And the last thing I want to talk about in this video is probably one of the more important points. It's your mindset. People always ask me, how did you stay motivated for 5 years? The truth is, I didn't. There were days I didn't want to go. There were days I was tired, where work sucked, and where I just wanted to sit at home and play video games instead. Days where I just looked at the gym and thought, yeah, tomorrow sounds better. And every single person watching this probably had that same conversations with themselves before because I know we've all done it. And the hardest part about the gym isn't actually getting there and lifting the weights, it's just convincing yourself to get in the car. But once you're there, it's easy. It's easy. The workout usually isn't that bad. It's just getting there is the battle. I also think social media has completely ruined people's expectations on this. Your TikTok scroll for 5 minutes, you see some 18-year-old claiming he gained 30 pounds of muscle in 6 months. And then you look at the mirror after 3 weeks and you're thinking you're doing something wrong. You're not. The internet just loves showing the best of the best. They post the PRs, the six packs, the transformations, not the thousands of boring decisions that got them there. And honestly, building muscle is kind of boring. It's eating when you don't feel like eating, it's going to the gym when you're tired, it's adding 5 pounds to the bar instead of 50. It's getting one extra rep and then doing it again and again and again. And that's the part nobody talks about. It's because it isn't flashy, but that's the part that actually works. And I also want to say something to the people that are just starting. Do not compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. You're supposed to suck at the beginning. I sucked, you suck, everybody sucks. We're learning. You're figuring things out. Nobody walks to the gym for the first time looking like they own the place. Hell, I still have workouts where I feel like an idiot. It happens. I try new things and I do it wrong and I just feel stupid trying it. But I keep showing up. Because for me, what kept me going is I would just notice these subtle changes in myself and I could tell that I was doing something right and it was actually working. Not because I did something crazy, not because I found some secret workout, just because I kept showing up. And that's how progress happens. It's so slow that you don't even notice it until one day it's just there. And I think that's what I love most about lifting. It teaches you something that has nothing to do with the gym. You don't get rewarded for being motivated, you get rewarded for being consistent. Motivation is awesome when it's there. Trust me, it gets you going, it gets you fired up, and you love your workout. It'll get you an amazing pump, and you'll feel on top of the world. The problem is, motivation doesn't last. Discipline does. Discipline is what gets you out of bed when motivation is nowhere to be found. And that's something that's helped me a long way in life, and more than just lifting. School, work, making YouTube videos like this right now, literally anything that's worth doing. The people who end up succeeding usually aren't the most talented. They're just the ones who kept showing up after everyone else quit. So if you're starting to get into your fitness journey, don't overcomplicate it. Find a workout you enjoy, eat enough, get your protein in, sleep, and stick with it. Stop comparing yourself to everybody online, and most importantly, give yourself time because it took me 5 years. And honestly, I'm still learning things every single day. There's new studies with new information, with new workouts, and new ways to go about lifting. It always changes, and there's always something to learn out there. And if this video helped you at all, I'd really appreciate it if you left a like and subscribe to the channel. And let me know in the comments what part of the fitness journey you're in because I'm kind of curious because I've been doing this for a while, but I'm kind of curious where you guys are at. And whether you're just getting started lifting for years, I'd love to hear about your experience. But other than that, I appreciate you guys watching this, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.
Alô, galera! Vocês estão prontos?